Welcome back to the Lawrence Hurstel podcast. Please visit us at lawrencehurstel.com, sponsored by Loungtastic.
Welcome back.
And make it sound really good.
All right, welcome back. I'm here with Ryan.
What's up, everybody?
Also known as Rye Guy.
That's right.
I'm here with Loungtastic.
Hey.
Also known as Mimi. All right, welcome to Chicago. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for showing up. We got a big crowd here tonight in Chicago. So, Ryan, what is your favorite part of fantasy football?
Oh, just the opportunity to just stay connected to just the opportunity to stay connected with some of my close buddies. Like every year since we've been doing this since 2016, we've been putting together a league, and we just stay connected for half of the year. Just having fun teams and just facing each other and just having a good time, whether it's a win, lose, or draw.
That's awesome. And how many times a year does this come around?
Once a year. It's like
once a year.
It's like a season. It all starts this time of year where we prepare the draft, and then come September through December we have our fantasy football league, and only one can win, and we never know who it's going to be till the very end.
Awesome. So Ryan, are you going to show us a live simulated fantasy football?
Yes, I can do a live mock draft right now because in my league we already announced the draft order, and I'm in a 12-team league, and I have the number 7 pick in my league. So I get to do a mock draft and actually pick the number 7 slot and practice just being the number 7 pick in the draft.
Fantastic.
I can set that up. I gotta find one to join.
Sure.
And then there'll be a clock on when it starts. Let's see. It's full. Let's see.
Oh. So what Ryan is doing now is a live fantasy football. It happens every 10 minutes. You can get in on a game, and it's kind of like gambling. It's kind of like horse racing, only it's funner because you can win.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, I've got one ready. It's going to start in 5 minutes and 49 seconds. So we've got time to just talk about everything else about fantasy football and the experience of playing.
Nice.
So I've been playing since my first year playing fantasy football was in 2004, but simply because people in high school talked about it all the time, and I was like, I got to play next year then. I remember my brother was like talking about John Kitna, if any of you are old enough to remember that player. He was the Bengals quarterback. So following year, I entered a draft. I was in a 10-team league against a bunch of strangers. I remember drafting Jamal Lewis, Peyton Manning, Corey Dillon. Even like further in the draft, like older guys that are long retired, like Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon. Oh man, I remember him.
He was my third string quarterback. But Peyton Manning was the reason why I succeeded that year, and I ended up being in my first season the fantasy football champion. I am a former fantasy football champion.
That I've heard. I've heard that on the street. I've heard that in Lyle. I've heard that in Willowbrook.
Yeah, I didn't play again for 12 years, so I started playing again in 2016. And that year, I made it all the way to the championship game. I was so close to being a 2-time champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was so close to being a 2-time champion. He is the one, Rye Guy.
Damn right.
It's true.
And it's funny because the guy who beat me, he's a friend of mine. He's now a priest of all things, of all occupations. And it was Christmas Eve. It was me and him. I was beating him for a while, and then halfway into the day, I ended up in real life tripping and spraining my foot. And that's when it turned around. I was eating dinner with my family at a steakhouse. I checked the score, and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? He started kicking my ass, and he ended up winning it all. He won it all, and he was the champion. So
Matt, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
You just took advantage of the poor boy.
Yeah.
It hurt his foot, and it was over.
Pretty much, yeah. But I took it well. I thought it was funny that I lost, and I was so proud of him, though, because he earned it.
Good.
So I was ready to come back next year with a revenge, and I played well during 2017. I had a great roster. My wide receivers were loaded. I had a pretty strong performance all season. I finished, I think, 8-4 or something like that. So I had some losses too, but I barely snuck into the playoffs, and I ended up getting eliminated in the first round in the quarterfinals, because my star running back got hurt, which was Alvin Kamara at the last year, and he ended up having a concussion, got knocked out, and I lost by 5 points against my friend who beat me there. So
close.
That takes me to this season. I have never missed the playoffs. I've got a great track record, and I've been playing plenty of mock drafts this offseason already. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've already done 8 mock drafts, and I can even show you the grades on how I've done so far. And these are my scores out of 100.
Nice.
94, 92, 91, 96, 97, 91, 93, 93.
Out of this world.
I know what I'm doing, and my worst grade has been an A-, and I've had 1 A+, and it's been all A's, so I'm prepared for this season by far.
I think it's safe to say that Ryan has raped everyone on the whole roster.
Oh yeah, like I just have such a. This is just one of my big hobbies. That at the specific time of year, I just love. I love this game, man. I just love staying connected to my guys. They're my brothers. I love them to death. Win, lose, or draw, and it's just a blast. And we were just at a baseball game last week, all just talking about preparing for this season, and we were like, "Oh, we get to do some mock drafts with the early draft round draft pick announcement." So I'm like, "Yes, it's exactly what we're all gonna do."
That's awesome. And are you continuing the tradition? Are you guys going to meet up again at some kind of baseball game?
Yeah, we're actually going to meet at a baseball game the week before the draft on 18th of August. And then the following weekend will be the fantasy football draft at my friend's house. And he's got 3 cats and a dog, so hopefully they don't distract us.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, cats are pretty cool. They mind it themselves, but dogs are always like sniffing things and licking on things.
It's a Great Dane German. Yeah, it's a Great Dane German Shepherd mix, and it's a young puppy, likes to gallop around the apartment, and hopefully she behaves too. And this mock draft I'm in now is going to start in probably about 3 more minutes. The clock is going to go to 0 and it'll be another 2 minutes to load. But I've developed a pretty good strategy. I have a plan, so we'll see how this goes.
Now let's talk about the truth. Did you hear about Zed Jones?
Zay Jones?
Zed Jones.
I don't know much about him. I know of him, but I know he's not that good of a player. He's supposed to be a good wide receiver this year for Buffalo. He's now going to be a starter. I think he was 3rd string last year. I could be wrong, but I didn't pay too much attention because Buffalo is the one team that Chicago doesn't really care about that much.
Oh, definitely. Yep.
Because we rarely play them, and they're in a division where it's basically New England Patriots division. All right, my mock draft is loading. It's going to take me to the player pages, and it should be another 2 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the player pages. Ryan is going to demonstrate for you exactly how a mock draft is done. All you out there thinking you're professional football fantasies, y'all prepare to be amazed. Let me tell you something. Rye is here. Not just any Rye guy. And he's going to bust a nut all over the competition.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, this is Yahoo Sports' fantasy football app. So I haven't done like DraftKings or FanDuel. I actually do Yahoo Sports with all my buddies because that's what we decided to choose it on. All right. 2 minutes and 10 seconds this starts. I'm in a 12-team mock draft. I have the number 7 pick. I could talk about my strategy if we want to. I got some controversial and smart strategies that I've developed over the years.
Definitely.
One of the big controversial things I do that most people disagree with, I draft no rookies. Because I don't like the idea of gambling for either a star or a bust.
It's kind of like a wild card.
Yeah, it's a gamble for sure. Okay. Even though every player is a gamble because you have to question if they'll perform or if they get hurt or if they stay healthy.
It's kind of like going to the casino and just hitting a random slot machine. You grab the arm and you just pull it and you just hope for the best.
I lost my train of thought about my other parts of the strategy, but there's a lot of individual players I really got my eye on. There's players I want to avoid that are, I think, sometimes they're too hyped by other fantasy football experts, and there's players I think are really like kind of under the radar that nobody brings up that I think will have a great season, and I'm hoping to pick them in later rounds.
Sure.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong in the first.
No rookies at all.
I don't draft rookies at all. Even though I had Alvin Kamara last year, but I got him in a trade during the season, and then he broke out and was a huge star.
What if you had someone like Jerry Rice?
If he was still playing great, I would definitely go for it.
No, I meant like if you had a rookie with his amount of talent.
It'd be a tough call because most wide receivers aren't really ranked that high, but running backs are, which I know Saquon Barkley is going to be a first-round pick.
Saquon Barkley!
And I actually...
Please remove your hats. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to Saquon Barkley.
And I actually am not... He's not my first choice, but if he's the best one left, I might have to take my chances on him. So it just depends on who else is left. And he's supposed to be available by pick 7. Here we go in 6 seconds. This starts. 4.
Here we go, folks. You're about
3,
to see it live.
2, 1. The first team's going to go now. Let's see.
Oh.
And I already have an idea of position. Each round, I have an idea of what position I want to choose. Here we go.
You had a wide receiver under 60 exceptions that did well. There's only one.
Which wide receiver is that?
He did that on the back of 9 touchdowns
Oh, man.
for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, Alshon Jeffrey.
Yep.
He's a former Bear. We love our ex-Bears sometimes still. Most of them we love. I am coming up very soon. I've got my eye on... I'll tell you the players. I've got my eye on... I'm planning on drafting a running back. Le'Veon Bell's still available, but I don't think I'll get him. Alvin Kamara is probably the guy I'm going to be choosing. David Johnson's still available. David Johnson just got chosen.
Ryan's kept a very stoic face throughout this, by the way. I
You'll-
got to do play-by-play.
You'll hear my phone ring when it's my turn. There it is. Oh, Alvin Kamara got chosen. All right.
Everybody give Ryan a round of applause.
I'm going to choose a wide receiver, actually. Here we go. I just picked DeAndre Hopkins of the Houston Texans, who, as this offseason started, he was a guy I thought, I want him as on my team next season. So I just picked DeAndre Hopkins, who's supposed
DeAndre Hopkins.
He's debatingly the second best wide receiver behind Antonio Brown, I had Antonio Brown last year, and I definitely agree. Those two guys are great. So now I got to think of the next round. Round 2's coming up. So now I definitely want a running back because one thing we're seeing in the league now is we're seeing a lot of running back committees. We're not seeing a whole lot
What
of...
do you know about Terrell Pryor?
Terrell Pryor Sr. He stunk last year, even though he was...
I know, but do you predict better performance for him this year?
No. I think he's with the Jets, I think. Yeah, I don't see him getting much playing time that much because I know Robbie Anderson is their guy, but I'm not sure if he's going to start or be a backup because I know they still have Quincy, I'm trying to remember his last name, Enua. They have a lot of young guys over at the New York Jets. There's a couple of those guys that I would like on my team. All right, I'm up very soon. Round 2 has just started. So I've got my eye on Dalvin Cook, the running back, and
Dalvin Cook, the running back.
and Leonard Fournette of the Jaguars, who I really like. I think he's going to
Leonard
be great.
of the
Oh,
Jaguars.
he just got Fournette's gone. All right, Dalvin Cook's still available though.
Was that the one that you wanted to pick?
Yeah, I'm hoping for Dalvin Cook now.
So how do you know how it affects your score every time you do this?
There's actually no score. You just watch players disappear or still stay there.
Okay.
I'm looking at like a list of players, and you see their portrait. It's like NBA Jam. And then you see like their position, and then their projected statistics, and then last year's statistics.
Yeah.
I am next.
Oh.
Dalvin Cook's still available. I need a running back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass on AJ Green unless he gets chosen.
AJ Green.
Let's see who's available. AJ Green got chosen. I'm gonna pick Dalvin Cook. All right, that's my round 2 choice.
What was the biggest upset for you so far?
Biggest upset?
Like you wanted somebody, you were gonna pick him, and then somebody else grabbed him.
Oh, it happens to like everybody.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, because I thought he'd still be left in round 1.
Damn. Hate it when that happens.
Because Dalvin Cook he was a rookie last year, but he tore his ACL. Like one of the many. 2017 was an injury-heavy season, and Cook was gone for half the season. So I'm hoping he comes back and has a bounce-back year this year. So I find Dalvin Cook to be somewhat of a minor gamble. But my hopes for him are pretty high.
Sure.
So now I'm thinking round 3. Who do I want? And I already know I want to draft a second running back pretty early on because we saw a lot of running back committees in 2017. Because we were drafting last year in the official draft, and very early on in the draft, we were like, where'd all the running backs go? I was stuck drafting LeGarrette Blount, and that was a mistake on my end. Even though he got some touchdown. He did well in the postseason for the Eagles, but during the regular season, Jay Ajayi got traded to the team, and he got a lot of playing time. So let's see what running backs are left. There's LaShawn McCoy.
For all those moments, right?
Oh, LaShawn McCoy is still available. I actually could. That would be a steal in round 3 if I can get him.
Nice.
Oh, if he's still there, holy cow, that would be huge. LaShawn McCoy of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh man.
Buffalo Bills running back.
That's awesome. That's the same guy I wanted.
Right.
He's still available, and I'm up in 6 picks.
Mila has a picture of him in her bedroom.
Also, Chicago Bears' very own Jordan Howard is still available. He'd be
Jordan Howard of the Chicago Bears.
He'd be a great pickup.
Ladies.
So yeah, I'm planning on drafting another running back because the rest of the running backs very soon will be committee running backs, and they're going to get less playing time than the early chosen running backs.
I agree.
Oh, LaShawn McCoy's still available. That would be huge if I can get him in round 3. He should be gone by now in most leagues.
Yeah, well, you got to be prepared for the Mac attack, though.
Oh, we had a guy on our team last year. He originally called his team name the Zach Attack.
Zach Attack.
I think after Zach Morris of Saved by the Bell. But he switched his team name to Vandelay Industries from Seinfeld.
No.
And he eliminated me in the playoffs.
You can't do that.
Ooh, McCoy's still available. I'm up in 3 picks.
That's not legal. Vandelay Industries.
Oh, Jordan Howard's gone, but look, McCoy's still there.
What was the fantasy football team name that you had last year?
Jake Arrieta's Bears.
Jake Arrieta's Bears.
And it's a joke because my fantasy baseball team is called Jake Arrieta's Beard, but I kept misspelling it on my phone, and it kept saying Bears instead. So that was my football team, and my helmet had the Cubs logo on it. McCoy's gone. So now I got to think of who I want, and I'm next.
Damn.
Oh, I'm up. Oh, man. These running backs are starting to get bad. Kenyon Drake, Joe Mixon. Let's see. I'm going to go with a tight end. Ooh, I could get Alshon Jeffrey.
I think we're going to be talking about Michael Crabtree as a draftable asset next year. What do you think?
I just picked Zach Ertz as my round 3 pick.
You've never had Crabtree?
Oh, I've had Crabtree actually twice. I had him in 2016 and 2017.
He's tough. He's a beast.
He's got good hands. That's what I like about him. Although he did get suspended for a game last year for getting in a fight with Aqib Talib of the Broncos.
I met him at the dining hall of a Hilton one time, and I found out how good his hands were at dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Under the table.
I like Crabtree. I get a little attached to my own fantasy players, so I got a little love for Crabtree. But,
hey, Crabtree! Fuck Crabtree! What you got against Crabtree? Fuck him!
Oh, Richard Sherman.
Catch me. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, Crabtree, he's got to get definitely not let the defensive players get the good of him because sometimes he falls in those traps. But he is a good talent when he's doing okay.
Yeah.
So far I have Hopkins, Cook, and Zach Ertz. So I've got my tight end set to go. I usually don't draft tight ends too early, but Zach Ertz is supposed to be an elite tight end, so I couldn't pass up that opportunity.
One of the things I was focused on this year is keep my eye on the tight ends of these football players.
Yeah.
So I've got my eye on. I just said I'm not going to draft rookies, but there's a lot of rookies at running back, and Darius Geis of the Redskins is still available, and I might have to take my chances on a rookie. This year may be an exception.
Do you remember a movie called Rookie of the Year?
I've heard of it. I have yet to see it still.
Oh no!
But
Rookie of the Year.
I like a lot of.
I don't know if I've seen it.
1993.
I like football movies. I like.
think it's baseball.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We can edit that out then.
Yeah.
I'll make some adjustments. Mila, you're supposed to be laughing at all my jokes.
So I have an option here. I could draft Alshon Jeffrey. I could draft Darius Geis or Alshon Jeffrey.
Ryan. He's trying to like.
Oh, Jeffrey just got taken.
Jeffrey, who's Jeffrey?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey.
He just
Chicago
got.
Bears?
He of the Eagles.
Alshon Jeffrey of the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, I'm up next. I could take Josh Gordon, Larry Fitzgerald, Amari Cooper. Who's at running back still? Darius Geis.
She sits alone by a lamp.
So I'm sometimes you got to make a quick decision, and sometimes got to be spontaneous. And I may draft a wide receiver instead.
Trying to find a thought that's escaped her mind.
I could.
She said that's the one I love the most. And Michael steps.
All right,
far
I'm
behind.
next. So I have a choice between Fitzgerald, Demaryius Thomas, and Amari Cooper. And
What do you want?
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm thinking Cooper.
Don't do it. Mila knows.
Thinking.
Mila's on a luck streak.
I'm gonna go with Amari Cooper.
Oh, he did not go with the audience, ladies and gentlemen.
Larry Fitzgerald, I think he's still going to have a good season, but I'm actually more concerned about the quarterback situation in Arizona because they have Sam Bradford, who I'm not really a fan of, even though he's a decent passer. They might switch over to Josh Rosen later in the season, and I'm not sure how good the offensive line is. I think it's good in Arizona, but they also have an elite running back who's going to get the ball a lot in David Johnson, who's long gone in the draft already. But I do think Fitzgerald will be just fine, but I think Amari Cooper will be even better.
Sweet. Okay, I've got one question here for you.
Fitzgerald's still available, so I could take him next round if I wanted to.
Right, we've reached the question segment of our podcast here. But you have to answer my question.
Oh, what's the question? Darius Geis is still available in the draft, and I'm coming up in 7 picks. And he's about to be taken.
The Loungtastic mailbag. Let's open it up. Sorry I spit on you. I apologize.
Oof. Brandon Cooks
Okay,
is
here's the
not
question.
taken. Sure.
You ready?
Yep.
For Raga. This is from Mila. Mila wanted me to ask this question. Alright, you're prepared?
Let's hear it. Oof. Allen Robinson just got taken from the Chicago Bears. Darius Geis still available. I might take him if he's still available. I'm up in... Oh, he got taken. No Darius Geis. I need a second running back, and I'm starting to get a little nervous about this. Next is other running backs available are Derrick Henry.
Alright, so here's my question.
All right, let's hear the question.
A little bit of a sophomore question for you. So this year, we've got 5 RBs going into EDP. We're looking for McCaffrey, McCook. Which one of these guys do you think is fool's gold?
I'm leaning towards Dalvin Cook a little more. Hold on one sec. I'm available. I'm up.
So we got Camario, we got Hunt, we got Fournette, and McCaffrey.
One sec here. All right, I just took a gamble. I picked Mark Ingram, and he's suspended for the first few games of the season. But when he comes back, hopefully he'll be very productive and fresh. This might not be my best draft tonight, but I'm giving it a go tonight. Anyway, your question: McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, which is a fool's gold?
Which one will be better? I think Dalvin Cook because I think they definitely have an upside with him because with the Panthers, they've got a lot more like wide receivers to throw to between Devin Funchess and they have Greg Olsen still, and they have one other guy. I'm trying to remember who it is. But with the Vikings, they have I think a stronger offensive line too. I think it's pretty close though. It actually is a pretty good question because both guys are going to be really close to each other.
Yeah.
We also got to
Sure.
depend on who's healthy too. As long as both guys are healthy, you can't really go wrong with either. But I think Dalvin Cook looked a little bit more impressive before he got injured last year.
Right.
So my draft picks tonight might not be the best because I'm focused on recording this podcast while trying to pick players at the same time. So
That's fine.
So
Doing great.
Yeah.
This is a run through. Next time we'll be live for real. I just want to do a run through with you.
Sure.
Kind of edit it just a little bit. Some of us are over there sitting on the couch giggling like this is some kind of joke. This is serious stuff.
Serious business.
Don't laugh at any of this because this
Yeah,
is serious
'cause-
business.
Yeah, because this is a mock draft on July 29th. The real official draft in my fantasy football league is not till August 26th. I've got a month to prepare. So we can always do more mock drafts, like plenty of more practice before the real draft happens. I'm up in 3 picks. I can pick either a wide receiver or a quarterback. Or another running back. Because I need to, while Mark Ingram's suspended, I need another running back to fill his place. And I've got my eye on Sony Michel, who is a rookie.
Right.
But the Patriots, he just got taken. Never mind.
I hate when that happens.
Everybody else in this league needs running backs too. And Michael Crabtree's coming up, by the way. I could take Crabtree.
That motherfucker.
I'm next. Let's see.
Look like an ostrich over there. Loungtastic is our
Host of the night.
Okay, for the 3rd year in a row, Michael Crabtree.
Michael
Oh,
Crabtree.
nice.
Took my chances because Robert Woods was available, and he's expected to be really good too this year. But the Rams also just got Brandon Cooks, so they could take the ball away from him just a little bit. So we'll see if Robert Woods either had a fluke year or plays it good again this year. And yes, notice how I don't have a quarterback yet because my strategy is I can bide my time with the quarterback because there's a ton of talent at quarterback, like 20 quarterbacks. Can't
Who's
go wrong.
your favorite quarterback of all time?
Oh gosh,
Dan Marino, Brett Favre,
I really like Peyton Manning.
Eli Manning,
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
I've
Okay.
heard of him.
Nation, what is on your side? Let's see. Now I gotta prepare for my next draft pick. I'm up in 8 picks, so I got some time, a little bit of time to think about it.
Gentlemen, he's preparing for his next draft pick.
I'm
He's
leaning towards
salting.
a running back because I need a 3rd and 4th running back. Rex Burkhead's the top ranked one left, but I'm not really a big fan of Rex Burkhead because I think they're going to use Sony Michel more. Marlon Mack from the Colts is still available, and I think he'd be a good pick.
Hell yeah.
There's also Chris Thompson of the Redskins, who's probably going to be a 3rd down back because they have Darius Geis over there. Tariq Cohen of the Bears, but we also have Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Cohen might actually be our return specialist for the Chicago Bears, so he might get the ball.
Chicago Bears.
Oh, Marlon Mack's gone. I
Celebrate
can't get him.
Mike Ditka. It's Mike Ditka, bobblehead day. That coach.
Let's
that
see.
Coach. That coach. That coach.
Oh, there's some later round picks that I think would be steals, but let's see. Chris Thompson, I've got my eye on him. I'm next. Ooh, Chris Hogan. That's a good pick. I actually think Chris Hogan's going to be a good wide receiver, but I don't have him. All right, I'm up. I'm going to go with Chris Thompson of the Washington Redskins and
So what's your favorite way to use the UDK during your live draft?
UDK. I'm not sure what that stands for.
Scratch that out.
All right. I don't recognize those abbreviations. I'm glad we're practicing because in August it would make more sense to do the podcast then, right before the season
What?
begins.
Say again?
Oh, it would make more sense to do a football podcast in like mid to late August before the season starts. We're doing this pretty early.
That's fine.
August is like 3 days away.
It makes sense to do things as early as possible
Oh
so
my
that
gosh.
people can see them and they get engaged with it.
There's some really crappy players that are ranked way too high, like Corey Davis of the
This
Titans.
guy's got
Yuck.
13,000 views for this bullshit podcast.
Let's see. Who did I just... Oh, I chose the running back. So I got 3 running backs now. So Dalvin Cook and Chris Thompson would be my starters at this point.
I don't have confidence that Joe Flacco is going to hold him off.
Joe Flacco. Nobody wants Joe Flacco. He's like the
Yeah.
31st ranked
Exactly.
quarterback.
That's what I've been trying to tell everyone. I talked to Loungtastic about that too, and she agrees.
Why would you want?
Most
I mean,
definitely.
in
Okay?
Yeah.
whatever.
What are you doing?
Just shaking my legs.
Why?
Anxiety.
Oh, it's okay. It'll be alright.
I don't want to.
Oh, teams are starting to pick defenses now.
Oh! You know what that sound means? It's time for our bonus round.
Oh.
Just rub on that pillow and sway.
Oof. Now I'm debating if I want a
Sweaty
defense
pillow.
or a wide receiver. I'm not sure.
Ah.
I do stuff like that. It's cool.
Oh, do I want a defense? Because I want the Rams defense really bad, and they're the best one available. I think I'm going to go for it. Rams defense. I think they're going to be the best defense in the NFL, better than the Jacksonville Jaguars, especially. Although I think Jacksonville is going to be one of the top-ranked ones, I think the Rams have the best defense.
You better bring those flip-flops and those floaties, because your ass is taking a bath.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Rams and Jaguars, I think they're the top 2 best defenses, but I think the Rams are the best. And I got them now. I'm too competitive to laugh right now. I'm too focused on the draft. Alright, now what should I do next? I'm just trying to fill up my bench too. I don't have a quarterback yet.
Lawrence, you're bad.
Best quarterbacks available are Jared Goff. Oh, Jared Goff's gone. I wanted him.
We all want Jergoff to win.
I could go with, Patrick Mahomes, who I'm not really a big fan of him just yet because he hasn't done anything yet because he's now officially the starter. And he's only barely played in preseason last year. So I find a gamble because he hasn't. I got to see it to believe it with some of these guys that are just getting their opportunity.
I agree. You have to see it to believe it.
Which is why one of the earliest draft picks. I don't understand why he's ranked so high, but Devontae Adams of the Packers. I think he will be good, but I'm not sure how good he'll be because he just got bumped up to number 1. But I just knowing the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball around to multiple receivers. So that's why I think Devontae Adams might be a little overrated some of them have him in the first or second round. I think it's way too high.
That's some bad news.
What? What bad news is that?
And you're not going to want to hear it.
Sure.
We're hoping he's going to be back. We're hoping that Alshon Jeffrey is back in week 1. But you lost your offensive coordinator. It's hard to return after the Super Bowl. So yeah. There's going to be some aggression from the Eagles. And you're going to see it happen. But don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the best quarterbacks. I'm leaning towards Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan. Ooh, I don't want... A lot of these quarterbacks are not that good now. I might
believe
want
that the
one.
Super Bowl slump is real, but they're going to overcome. We shall overcome.
Obviously.
I was hoping for a quarterback like Carson Wentz on my fantasy team, but he's gone.
Carson Wentz.
He's gone now. I might have to take my chance on a veteran, an older player at quarterback that is reliable. What round is this? Round 9. I actually wasn't planning on drafting a quarterback this late. Do I want Patrick Mahomes? He's like, eh. Then there's Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger. I'm gonna go with.
We all know Ben Roethlisberger, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ben Roethlisberger.
Did you get him?
Yep.
Nice.
I just took him.
High five, buddy. Yeah! Ben Roethlisberger in your ass, motherfucker!
He's got Antonio Brown. He'll be fine. And he's also got some younger receivers like Juju Smith-Schuster and
Juju Smith-Schuster.
I think their tight end Jesse James is fine too.
Jesse James is fine as they come.
Yep. So my next pick, I'm thinking a wide receiver or a running back. Let me think. Let's see what running backs are available. Ooh, there's some good ones. Everybody's quiet about this guy because he really sucked in Cleveland, but now he's with the Jets, and that's Isaiah Crowell. I think he's got potential to bounce back because he's on a different team now, and we don't know for sure how good he'll be now.
It's possible.
But I do know the Jets also have Bilal Powell and Elijah McGuire, and I know they have a committee system, so I don't know how often Crowell will get the ball, so I wouldn't start him.
Itty bitty titty committee.
He doesn't know.
But I'm hoping to get Crowell as a backup. I think that would be a steal for a backup. But I wouldn't start him, though. I'd have him as like an RB3 or 4.
Which just... What you just said is completely foul, and it'll never happen that way.
3 or 4, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, if he doesn't work out, I don't have to start him. I can always keep him on the bench and
He'll work
decide.
out. I have my utmost confidence in him.
Yep, and you can also trade players.
He's the best,
Ooh.
and I followed him on Facebook, so he's going to win.
Wide receivers available. Jordy Nelson. I'm not really sure what to expect out of Jordy Nelson. He's with the Raiders now, and they also have Martavis Bryant and Amari Cooper, who I have Cooper on this roster now.
What?
So
What'd you do?
I guess I
If
stuck.
I sang out of chew, would you stand up and walk out on me?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I'm leaning towards a running back or a wide receiver.
Dedicated to this. It's good.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Educated.
All right, I'm up in 3 picks.
Motivated.
All right, I know who I
Educated.
want.
Edmund.
I know who I want at running back. Let's see what wide receivers are left. There's Jordy Nelson, Emmanuel Sanders, Marquise. I don't see what's so funny. There's Marquise Goodwin.
Just having a good time.
Oh, Sanders is gone. I'm next. Let's see
Who will
who's.
he pick?
He's
All
going
right, who
to
are your
pick.
options again?
There's Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson.
Oh, he got chosen.
No, no.
I'm going to go with the running back, and I'm going to
Michael Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
I'm actually. Oh man, I don't know.
Do it for the Bears, buddy.
There are no Bears left.
Isn't Marshawn Lynch? Who's he with right now?
Raiders.
Ah, I got traded to the Raiders. Where
All
was
right. Let's go with Lynch.
Where you been, man?
Lynch was
Center?
actually Lynch was with the Seahawks and the Bills before that. So I decided not to take Isaiah Crowell unless he's available the next round, which I don't think he will. So I'm gonna take a wide receiver next round. Nobody's gonna know what that stood for.
Carry on my wayward son.
Oh, Isaiah Crowell's gone.
Don't you cry for me.
Let's see, wide receivers. I have 3 receivers now, so these are my backups. Some guys I like later are Kelvin Benjamin. He's still available. I like Marquise Lee of the Jaguars. I think he'll be a steal.
Yeah.
And, former Bear, Cameron Meredith with the Saints. I think he's a big steal. He's supposed to start in the lineup with the Saints with Drew Brees, and I think he could break out and have a big year. There's also Anthony Miller, the rookie for the Bears. He might start over Taylor Gabriel. We're not sure
He's
yet.
coming down the track for Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, he's with the Panthers, and he's the starter at running back.
No one in fantasy wants to believe in Anderson, but Anderson's going to bust a nut this season.
Which Anderson?
Wes Anderson.
There's C.J. Anderson, and I don't like him. He's a backup now for the Panthers now, behind McCaffrey. So these running backs are getting pretty. They're getting pretty thin now. We got Duke Johnson Jr., Bilal Powell, Kerryon Johnson, Theo Riddick.
This is like at the movie, remember?
Yeah.
A Quiet Place?
Oh, God.
Oh, Ty Montgomery might be a steal. I might get him later.
That's insane. Me and you had like this laughing thing going on. We just had like
Me and Loungtastic went to go see a horror movie.
Yeah.
What movie?
And every time somebody made a face on the screen, we both laughed. We were like laughing.
Dying. We had the time of our lives. It was insane. I walked out of the theater because
She had
I
to
couldn't
leave.
handle myself. So
It was like we have to be quiet because of the creature.
yeah, because they kept on going like shh, shh, you know, like nobody's talking in the freaking theater.
All right, which creature do you think is going to do well in the fantasy draft?
What do you mean by creature?
Creature.
I don't know.
Now I'm starting to regret my Marshawn Lynch pick. I probably should have picked Isaiah Crowell because I feel more confident that he'll get the ball more because Lynch is getting old. He's like 33 or 32. Crowell's like 26. But he failed in Cleveland. Oh, I'm next. I'm going to go with the wide receiver. There's the free agent Des Bryant, who's not even signed with anybody. I'm going to go with Kelvin Benjamin. I think he's going to be a steal. He's on a really crappy Buffalo team, but he's the #1 receiver, so I think he's going to get the ball. Whoever's the quarterback. Could be Josh Allen. Nobody knows who's starting yet in Buffalo.
Right.
They got A.J. McCarron, who had that really attractive girlfriend when he was in college.
I think A.J. McCarron has the potential to go.
This is what happened that night at the theater, too. It's nothing
All right, let me clear my mind. All right, A.J. McCarron has the potential to do very well this season.
I think it's up for grabs between him and Josh Allen. It could be a good, it's hard to choose. But Nathan Peterman is the odd man out. He's number 3 to me.
Loungtastic, do you believe in A.J. McCarron?
Yeah, most definitely.
McCarrot? He was with the Bengals, which are orange.
So it kind of matches. The orange matches.
It did when he was there.
I love carrots. I just love to bite them.
Yeah.
I like having them in hummus. They're good.
Hummus is. I like. What is your favorite hummus flavor?
I like the more of the regular classical, classic hummus, like
Really?
the standard hummus with like chickpea, tahini, lemon juice, a little bit of
That's
salt, a
good.
little bit of oil. Blend that in a food processor, and you got yourself some homemade hummus.
Lemon is good, but I have to be in the mood for lemon.
I've tried
Just can't eat
lime.
lemon. Willy nilly.
You can try it with lime juice, and it's pretty good too. All right, what position do I want next? Let's see.
Don't say creature.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is picking his next creature. Oh,
Okay, I know who I want. Actually, somebody.
you're in for a creature feature tonight, ladies.
Somebody picked Cameron Meredith
It was
already.
me.
I'm next. Terrell Pryor's up there. He's with the Jets, way down there. I want Marquise Lee of the Jaguars. I think.
Marquise Lee of the Jaguars. Approaching.
Yep, I'm gonna go with Marquise Lee.
That just brought you down to 88%.
I think he's gonna have a breakout year because Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns are no longer with the Jaguars. Marquise Lee is next in line.
Okay.
He's their number one guy as far as
I'll
I'm
take
concerned.
your word for it.
Unless the Jaguars get Des Bryant, who is yet to join a team. Which I think that they are a destination for Des Bryant. Although I do think Des Bryant is going to San Francisco. He's joining Jimmy Garoppolo.
Wow.
Because they need a wide receiver too. I don't think they're going to rely on Pierre Garcon that much longer. But they do have a good Marquise Goodwin's going to be good though.
I've heard good things about him, yeah.
I had Pierre Garcon last year and he got injured halfway and was out the rest of the year. So I don't know how healthy Garcon is.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the Jaguar players have a lot of upside. I don't think Blake Bortles is a starter on fantasy. I think he's a good backup though.
Keep Bortle as a backup.
Yep. Now I got to figure out who do I want next. So I'm good at wide receiver. I've got 5 receivers. That's about enough. So and I'm good at running back. I've got Dalvin. Yeah, I've got 4 running backs. So now I got 3 more picks to go. I need a backup tight end, backup quarterback, and a kicker, and I'm good to go. So the tight ends remaining are Tyler Eifert. I think he actually might be a good pick.
So my question
Quarterbacks.
is Devinus Scrumptious.
Ooh, Mariota's still available.
Are you ready?
What's that? What about Scrumptious?
All right, here it is. Let me know when you're ready.
Sure. Oh, Tyler Eifert's gone. I'm ready.
Okay. So the Indian in me likes.
I'm just like doing my thing here, and he's cracking up every time he turns around. So I don't know.
So the Indian Mike in me likes how he's been this season. Never mind.
You can't talk. You had way too much rum today. You're dying.
What is your confidence level in Mr. Scrumptious in 2018?
And who is Mr. Scrumptious?
Devin Funchess.
Oh, Devin Funchess. I think he'll be a
Right.
good player because this is his opportunity to be the top receiver because Calvin Benjamin's gone, and I think Cam Newton he doesn't rely on McCaffrey too much. He does run the ball a lot himself, but if he has to throw the ball, it's going to go to Funchess a lot. Unless Greg Olsen takes the ball away from him too,
Oh,
he's going
Olsen,
to get a lot of targets too. So I think Greg Olsen's their number 1 receiver, and Funchess is still number 2 behind Olsen. I'm next. Let's see. I want either Mariota or Jack Doyle or Eric Ebron or Cameron Brate. I'm gonna go with Let's
Who?
see.
Marion Jones?
No, Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota.
I'm going to take a tight end. I'm going to go with Jack Doyle. They got 2 tight ends at the Colts. They have Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron. But I think Doyle's the more reliable because he's been on the team longer, and I think he knows the playbook more.
Right.
Ebron came from the Detroit Lions, and I don't trust Detroit Lions or Cleveland Browns in fantasy. I don't think I've ever had a Detroit Lion on any of my rosters, ever.
Why not?
Because I don't trust Detroit, because they don't succeed.
Right.
Because I didn't play fantasy during Calvin Johnson's career. But with Cleveland, the only time I've ever had a Cleveland Brown was back in 2004. I had their kicker, Phil Dawson. I think he's finally retired now. He's like 43 years old now. He's like not too much younger than Adam Vinatieri, who's still going. Let's see.
All right, so we've reached the end of our podcast here, and I just want to give Ryan his final chance to decide his final person here.
Oh, I still got 2 more picks to go, and then when this is over, I'm going to get my grade.
Oh, boy.
So there's still a few minutes left.
Here we go.
So, yeah, I just got to pick a kicker and a backup quarterback,
We're
and I'm
almost
good.
done, Loungtastic. All we have to do is pick a kicker and a who?
A backup quarterback.
And a backup QB.
Okay, got it.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Loungtastic is excited about quarterbacks.
So we've got Alex Smith, Derek
She walked
Carr.
into Dunkin' Donuts and she said, "I demand my quarterback for this awful donut."
I have the habit of picking a kicker like too late, and I get not. I've got my eye on Mason Crosby of the Packers. I think he'll be a good choice. Chris Boswell, I don't trust him. I think he sucks.
Chris Boswell?
The kicker for the Steelers.
Oh man.
Even though I've got feathers of red or yellow and black on. So I'm going to go with either Mason Crosby or quarterback, which would be Alex Smith, Derek Carr, or Mitchell Trubisky.
All right, let me drop to you my favorite players of fantasy football that you must rely on.
All right, I'm going with Mason Crosby. 1 more round to go. Sure, who are your favorite fantasy players?
Well, I've been busy for a while. I haven't been able to decide exactly, but I'll put it all together for you so that you can have a little bit of advantage in your fantasy football. So, Ryan, this is what I have to say. This is a secret. I don't tell everybody this information. This is pure from me. This is coming straight from my mind. Nobody else. Are you ready?
Sure.
So, we're here in the Chicago area. We're having a good time. We're watching fantasy football. We're getting into it. We even have our cheerleader. Let's see your cheerleader dance. Mila? She's going to do it. Do it. Do it. Come on.
I'm not gonna dance right now.
M-I-L.
Hey.
There you go.
Okay. Gooch, I'm not gonna dance in your...
M-I-L-A. M-I-L-A.
Because it's not being taped. It's just like this.
So now I need a back. I'm either going to pick Derek Carr or Mitchell Trubisky, whoever's left. I'm up in
Trubisky.
our very own Mitchell Trubisky.
Our very own Mitchell Trubisky of Chicago Bears.
That's cool.
Or do I want Derek Carr, who I end up getting... Oh, Derek Carr's gone. We'll see if Trubisky's left in 6 picks from now. I'm up in 6 picks. Or all that's left is Tyrod Taylor, Case Keenum, Eli Manning, Andy Dalton. Ryan Tannehill, I'm not a fan of him. And then it's like Josh McCown, A.J. McCarron. All these backup quarterbacks are starting
I
to
like to
pop
call
up.
him Josh McClown.
Josh McClown. Sam Darnold, Joe Flacco. And now it's all backups. Corey Bethard, Blaine Gabbert, Trevor Siemian. Don't draft these guys. We're running out of quarterbacks in this mock draft. But I might get Trubisky. I just got to see if he gets taken. He's still available.
Oh boy.
There's too many of these on me.
Then once this is over, they'll take about 2 minutes. Yahoo Sports will process my roster, and then they'll give me a draft grade. And then they'll also tell me what are my strengths and weaknesses to my roster, too. Here it comes. We were in round 15. Oh, Trubisky's gone.
Oh no, I wanted to get
All right,
Trubisky.
I'm up. I'm going to go with Eli Manning.
Eli Manning.
He's got Odell Beckham Jr., so hopefully it's a good pick. I'm going to... All right, the draft is done, so it's going to process my roster. So I can also say a quick recap of who I got.
All of the feathers are all over.
Let me load this up.
Oh, what do you think about Kyle Rudolph?
I think he's a good tight end for the Vikings. I think he'll get the ball with Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. All right, here's my roster.
800 to 1,000 yards.
All right, so I got Big Ben at quarterback. My wide receivers are Hopkins, Cooper, and Crabtree, and I also have Kelvin Benjamin and Marquise Lee. Running backs are Dalvin Cook, Chris Thompson, Marshawn Lynch. Not sure about the Lynch pick, and at Mark Ingram. Tight end Zach Ertz. I don't know what's going on here.
Sorry about that.
Zach Ertz, Jack Doyle. Kicker Mason Crosby.
Here's the Melly.
Sorry.
Also got Eli Manning as a backup QB and the Rams defense. So now I'm gonna head out of this draft and let's see if I in my email if I got my draft grade yet. This might take 2 minutes. Oh, here it is. Here's my results. My grade is A+. Somehow I got an A+. All right. I got an A+. I didn't see that coming.
Good job, man. That is fantastic.
Wow, I was a surprise. I thought it was just an okay draft. My strengths, I got a score of a 97. My strengths are tight end, wide receiver, my bench, and my defense. My weaknesses are quarterback, running back, and kicker.
Nice.
I'll take it. Probably because Marshawn Lynch. I kind of wish I picked Isaiah Crowell instead, but I think that was a good roster. I think I would do fine with that roster.
I think Burton of the Chicago Bears is a great tight end.
Yeah, I'm up in the air
George
with
Kittle.
I'm up in the air with him. I think because I actually didn't know who he was until the Super Bowl, so I'm hoping this is his chance to be a full starter. So the Bears also have Adam Shaheen and Deion Sims, so we might have a tight end committee. So I'm not sure how often Burton will get the ball, but I think he'll be a good pick too as a starter.
Oh hell yeah! So what about this? This is Colin Newton for quarterback.
Cam Newton.
What did I say?
Colin Newton.
Yeah, you said Colin.
I think you got mixed up with Kaepernick and Newton.
I did.
Oh, that's nice.
So for
Oh, I don't like the roster on the left. Andrew Luck. We're looking at a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Alex Collins at running back. I'm not a big fan of him.
this is Frank the Tank. So if you wanna just mention,
Marvin Jones? I don't want him. He's a Detroit receiver.
You want Marvin Jones?
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, Chris Hogan's a big good one. Ooh, how did he get Kelsey and Ertz? That's good. Crowder?
Stop it.
Why would you want Crowder at flex?
His name is Carry-On Johnson.
How did he get Marvin Jones too?
Oh, with a kid.
Oh, he's a rookie for Detroit. Don't draft him because he's from Detroit.
Okay, so we're wrapping up our podcast now. We got more than enough. So, Ryan, I want to give you a congratulations. You got a A+.
I'm surprised myself too. I thought it was a good roster. I made a few regrets choices, and I felt like I drafted a quarterback way too late too. But somehow that pulled off.
You pulled it off, man. You did a great job.
I sure did.
Thank you for joining us for Podcast 49, where we give you a preview of the Fantasy Football Draft for 2018. Rye Guy, Loungtastic, and Law. We're glad to bring it to you, and we hope that you were entertained the whole time, and we hope that you come back next time for podcast number 50, where we go in depth on Below Deck and find out if they were cheating on each other the whole time. All right, so join us next time, podcast number 49. We'll air it on Tuesday night.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great night. Mila?
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, you already did. You did. You said that, yeah.
I did, yeah.
Captain Sandy is going to hear about this, baby.
Thanks a lot for coming by, guys. It's always been fun, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Yeah, we had the best time of our lives. Please join us next time as we talk politics. We're going to have Bernie Sanders on, and a rabbit and a raccoon. And a rabid raccoon. They're going to go at it for hours. That's gonna be hilarious. Please visit us at lawrencehurstel.com. Our show has been sponsored by Loungtastic.